You're still muted. Can you even hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
All right, yes, we can hear you now.
All right. Sorry about that. I had to switch device.
Yeah, no problem. I figured that was the thing. Can you share or do you want to email your presentation to me so I'll share it?
But can you see now? I'm currently sharing. Can you see?
I think it's coming up. I can't see it yet. Oh, can others see it? Oh, looks like okay. Looks like I'm the only one not seeing it. All right then, I guess you can carry on.
All right. Um, all right, guys. Good evening once again. My name is Courage Afemi J. I, I mean, like, you guys have had a little bit of introduction about me and what I do. And I've been doing marketing basically for more than 5 years now. And I think when it comes to the Ibadan market, I basically have been someone who has basically lived the Ibadan startup life, having to work from the whole grassroots level to being able to scale businesses right from Ibadan to expanding across cities in Nigeria. My first experience was at Send Me. Send Me then was a meat delivery company. It's funny because right now we're talking about small business and I mean scaling your small business, and Send Me itself started as a small business. And speaking of small business for Send Me started as a WhatsApp business that sells meat on WhatsApp. So think about the your online shoppers, people who probably just help you buy food stuff from the market and deliver it to your house from wherever. I mean, within Ibadan or within the cities that you live. That was basically what Send Me started as, and think you can imagine like starting out as a small business that does that to being able to raise over $2 million in investor funds, and also being able to scale to over 400 million naira in monthly revenue. And that's like what is possible if you are thinking beyond being a small business, if you are thinking of scale as a small business. So just going through the background about myself, I've been doing marketing for over 5 years now, basically in the B2B and B2C space. I have been a chance to lead growth for two YC back startup in Nigeria. That is Send Me, the first one I mentioned, and A Food for people who live in Ibadan. A Food is a food delivery startup that operates in 5 cities across Nigeria. Also, we just cumulatively been able to generate over 20 billion naira in accumulated revenue for businesses over the last 5 years, and acquired over 500,000 customers for businesses in Nigeria. And currently, I also consult for businesses both locally and internationally. Now, just going straight into this because I know we do not have like that much time to on this. So, speaking of scale for small business, a lot of the time, most people try to. I see that most people try to look at scaling from a point of product. So you want to you want to start a business, or you are looking at growing your business. So one of the mistake I see the most that most small businesses make is, or what do I sell? They're majorly just centered around what do I sell? How do I get money to buy products, or how do I what service in itself do I sell? But if you are, for most people who are familiar with the business space and understand how business in itself work, in the real sense, part of the question you should be asking yourself as a business, if you're going to be thinking about scale, is what problem are you trying to solve? I think that's usually where it starts from. What problem are you trying to solve? Who exactly is my customer? So you once you've been able to identify the problem you're trying to solve, like who are the customers that specifically have this problem, and that are willing to pay to let go of, I mean, to say for you to take this problem away from them. So that's one of the ways you think about business when you're trying to like look at it from a scaling perspective. And even for the customers you're trying to like serve, why should they buy from you? I mean, there are a lot of other people in the market, especially when you are looking at the current space where like you have a lot of competitions out there. You want to start selling, say you want to start selling perfume. I mean, there are a lot of people that sell perfume online already. So what makes it different? What makes it stand out? I think those are one of the questions you should be asking before you can even like start talking about scaling in the real sense. So this is where like you are then thinking product market fit in itself, and then being able to solve real problems for user. And if you're able to figure this out, that is like being able to solve a problem, then you realize that there are a lot of people who are willing to pay you to solve that problem. That was the thing we realized with Send Me, the meat delivery brand in Ibadan that I spoke about. We started by being able to identify the problems people have. People have they're thinking of the stress of going to the markets to buy meat. That is one. They're also thinking about the cost of buying the meat in the market in itself. And they're also thinking about the quality of the meats that they're getting. And these are the key problems we're able to identify. And then we started thinking around how do we solve that problem for these customers. And then the customers who are willing to pay to take that for us to take that problem away are the customers we then decided to sell as a business. Now, speaking of customers, who is my customer? Now, you realize that this question did not say, who are my customers? I mean, like, who is my customer? Now, who is my customer in this case would mean that the problem you're trying to solve is not meant to be for everybody. I mean, if you're building a business and you're trying to serve everybody, you're most likely not serving anybody. That's the way I think about this. If you're trying to if you have a business you're building and you're trying to serve everybody on earth, then you are not serving anybody. So you need to be able to figure out who is that one customer that I can solve this problem for, and that will be willing to pay me to solve that problem. And that is one of the ways you like think around your or the customers you're trying to serve. And a typical example, like I was talking about in the case of Send Me, would be young working class mom or dad who spend most of their time at work and probably would not like to go through the stress of going to the market to buy meat. And because we're able to identify those people, then we started like that's basically started influencing other questions that we then like started asking ourselves. And then like you look at the next thing I'm talking about, I'm saying that where are my customers? Like that is basically being able to think around distribution. And one of the key mistakes I've also, like I mentioned earlier, that people try to like I mean that most businesses make is they try to focus on the product or the service that they're trying to offer instead of figuring out the distribution. Now, the distribution in this case will mean that first, the questions we're asking, have you been able to identify your customers? That is one. The second question you're asking, like, where do you find your customers? So where do you find your customers could be that, okay, like most of my customers, I could easily find my customers on maybe Instagram. I can find my customers on maybe WhatsApp. I could find my customers, maybe even the first set of customers that I sell, maybe I could find them within my friend group, maybe because I am also in that age bracket. I could start by reaching out to my friends to build that referral system to just like kickstarts the business as it is if you are basically new in the market. So just being able to identify like what are the channels by which you can reach your customer, which is where you are then answering the questions, what are my customers. So we're talking about busy moms. So you're asking yourself, where do I find busy moms? So all this, I mean, this sort of questions are the ways then what then influence your thinking process and how you then start like solving problems for these ideal customers that you serve. Now, for most small businesses, I'm basically trying to limit this to small businesses, and I'm also going to try to reference how we've started with this small business approach and then scaled it up to bigger business approach, because sometimes too it does. I mean, I've seen a lot of small businesses limit themselves to thinking like a small business. So you are a vendor or an online vendor, you are limiting your thought process to being an online vendor and not seeing that potential or the possibility of you being a business that goes from doing 100K, 100,000 naira per month in revenue to doing 100 million naira per month in revenue. That's something that is very possible, but it also requires you understanding these fundamentals of what makes a business scale from, I mean, go from zero to one, or go from point A to point Z. Now, it's speaking of distribution channel, we have current, I mean, most of us are familiar with these channels: Instagram, TikTok, WhatsApp, marketing, referrals, paid ads. Now, these are just beautiful, and then like they're just like random things that we can see. But for each of these channels, they also like require their own strategy. Also, listing out this channel doesn't also like necessarily mean that, oh, you must do all of these things to be able to like figure out growth or to be able to figure out distribution. A typical example, I will still keep referencing Send Me. I feel like Send Me was a small business, like a key small business, because I think for the first few months we were basically doing um started with 20K or 20K in revenue per month, as in terms of people that order on WhatsApp, to 50K per month, to probably 80K to 100K, and before you know it, we're doing a million naira. Before you know it, we're basically like already doing 100 million naira per month. So like it's more like a practical business I can use to give better insight into some of the things I'm going to be talking about. Now, for saying me, one of the key things that we try to start with, we just like leverage two channels. We were not doing Instagram and TikTok or referral marketing or whatever. We majorly focused on paid ads and WhatsApp marketing. Now, what we did was we tried to first understand what the questions we have asked before. Who is our customer? Where can we find them? Why should they buy from us? All of those things, because things like why should they even buy from us would influence the kind of design or copies or creative that we create that then target these customers online or wherever channel by which we're using to reach them. So one of the first things we tried to do was, okay, we realized that most of these people spend their time on Facebook, like the older generation spending more time on Facebook and all that. So we started with Facebook as our first channel for acquisition. So we started with organic Facebook, got like a little bit of people, I mean, just a few people are making inquiries on there. And then like you have people, I mean, we then figured out, okay, let us actually explore with running ads. So in this case, it's what we did was we ran messaging ad to direct people to WhatsApp to message us. Like I said, we majorly just use paid channel, that's paid ads, and WhatsApp. So we directed most of these people that we've already been able to identify. Okay, these are the age brackets we're targeting. These are the people we're serving. We're not going to be running ads and be trying to reach somebody that is within the age of 18, because we don't believe that they are our ID customers. So we target people who we believe are the ID customers for this within the location that we serve, and then we directed them to WhatsApp. WhatsApp in itself for that was uh, more like a funnel system for us. So like funnel in the sense that, okay, these people have messaged us, and it's more like a sign of interest or lead in this case. As we say in marketing, it's more like you're basically bringing a lead into WhatsApp, and but they've not taken action. But one of the things that WhatsApp then did for us was we're able to like engage them and all that. Now this is not something that is scalable, but this is something that you can basically use to get to your first 100 customers, get to your first 1,000 customers till that system breaks, and then you start like introducing new system that is more scalable. Now that's one of these like interesting strategy that we use, and it really worked. It really worked. You have people who are like so loyal, so committed to us. So we have them coming to WhatsApp from our ad channel. They come to WhatsApp. We have somebody, or we have like at the point where you add like up to 3 people. We're now like, or 4 people were taking orders on WhatsApp, processing orders per day, doing about 500 orders from people within Ibadan. I mean, within Ibadan who are basically making inquiries. Oh, I need this. Do you have it? Do you have that? So that was a system that really worked for us. So for you, you need to figure out what really works for you. It could be Instagram, it could be organic content, it could be like paid content, it could be WhatsApp, as in maybe you are leveraging WhatsApp communities. There was a time we most of us used to explore WhatsApp TVs. I'm not a big fan of WhatsApp TV anymore because they show me shiggy. But I mean, back then when we still used to like when WhatsApp TV was a thing, it was also some of the things that we explored. And then we even at a point because we're getting people who were coming to our WhatsApp, encourage them to save our contacts, save their contacts. We then actively like post engaging content on our stories, I mean on our WhatsApp status that then like gets people really engaged on WhatsApp. So that was like probably very interesting things that we did when it comes to distribution channel. But one of the things that basically breaks growth for you if you're looking at scaling is trust. Because if you do not have trust, then like you cannot scale. If your business doesn't have like if you have not been able to build that trust, you cannot scale. People are, especially when you are building a business that requires people reaching out to you online for your service or for your products, people are really scared of being scammed. People are really scared of product quality. People are really scared of getting bad service. But then need to create systems. I think part of the question you might then start asking yourself is, okay, like if I am new or I'm already in the market, but then people that don't know me, yes, how do I then build trust with them? Trust in this case would be that you're actively first creating content that probably shows person behind the brand, like not just design, not just products that you just want to sell all the time and you don't care about customer. You want to be able to show that you care about customer, probably like actively like share educative educational content. You want to be able to share content that actually like position you as a leader in that space. So when I was talking earlier about what differentiates you from other people who are already in the market, there are a lot of things that could differentiate you from other people in the markets. You have your brand mission and vision that you could have actually like worked on brand positioning and all of that. But there are also things around content that makes you stand out as a brand. That's something that's yeah, I've also like constantly done in the past. You are in a market that is really highly competitive. You want to be able to like work on your brand positioning. You want to be able to like you want to be able to make yourself like unique and stand out from your competitors. So like there are a lot of things there are a lot of elements that comes into play here. A key element where a key part where this comes to play is also then in the brand trust. The brand trust can come from the way you show up for people who do not know your brand before, also the way you show up for people who already know your brand. So like I'm ordering from you for the first time, the product is coming to me, your delivery service, how good was it? The product in itself, or do you ensure that the product in itself is so good and then like it's something that has a wow factor to it? Do you also ensure that you are consistent when it comes to what you said you are going, the quality and service you said you're going to be providing to your customers? Also being able to like show your brand personality, like probably showing the face behind your brand and all of that are ways by which you can actively build trust to be able to like ensure that people actually connect with you on a personal level. Then one of the other mistakes I also see businesses doing is, especially small businesses, because we're talking about small businesses here, is that most people try to uh, build businesses alone. Like I am the founder of this business, and I am not willing to like get other people who are gonna be able to work with me because probably it could be maybe because I'm thinking about it to me it's a bit too expensive or probably are even limiting what your business can become. If you are going to grow into $1 million business or a $1 billion business, it's never going to be only you. That's something you need to start like practicing even from when you are still a small scale business. And speaking about costs, when I joined Send Me, it would. I think when I joined Send Me, I was a student in my 400 level back then, and it's a strategy that you can also implement as a business. I also currently do that now because I've learned such system. Most people will try to say, "Oh, like that's a capitalist mindset or something." You need to be able to maximize the. You need to be able to maximize people. For instance, if you are not able to hire expert or whatever for specific things that you need to do. That you feel like if you can actually outsource that, it will you will be able to like do more for your business. Probably focus on things that would help you grow. Then maybe that's where like you can start like exploring student communities, or try to like see, okay, what the people I can work with. They will also benefit probably because they are gaining skills or something, or they are basically building their own portfolio too. That was something I did for myself, and I actually like really worked. So when I joined Sen, I think I was on 15,000 naira. I mean, 50,000 naira per month is like crazy, but that was my thinking process then wasn't that okay. I was trying to I need to start making one mad money, because even me myself, I need to like learn, I need skill and all that. I've only been taking courses, and this is like an opportunity to actually like put that to use. So I was willing to commit to that. And there are a lot of people like that. There are a lot of people who are even like going to be willing to work with you because they want to like learn, and are not, they don't mind even if you don't pay them. I know that that's not something you can sustain for a long time, but that's something you can start with, and is something that is that can help you grow from that point to a point where you probably will be able to afford to pay people. So like you should have that mindset that you need to build system, you need people, and then you do not like need to like do all of that alone. And then the last thing I'm going to be saying is that you need to sorry, not the last thing anyway, the second to last thing I'm going to be saying, that you need to know your numbers. Very important. So when uh, in growth, we used to say that you can't actually like talk about growth without data. For most of this conversation, I'm basically bringing it to like the simple, the barest minimum, or like the most layman term, so that it will be understandable to everybody. But when it comes to growth, we will always say that you can't talk about growth without data. I mean, data is the foundation of every growth initiative that you want to take. So whether you're trying to like grow your business, you say you want to scale your business. So what are you currently doing right now? When I say, well, yeah, what are you currently doing now? You know your numbers. How many customers do you get per month? How many customers do you get per week? How many customers do you get per day? What's the cost of acquiring one customer? What's the cost of retaining that one customer? How much do you when you spend to get customer? I mean, how do you currently spend it to get customer? What channel, probably WhatsApp or any other channel, what channel is bringing you the best customer? I mean, in terms of new customer, in terms of retention, and a couple of other things that we look at. What are the numbers from every of these channel? What are the metrics you are like really tracking from each of these channel? And once you're able to identify each of these metrics, you can start making informed decision based on the data you are seeing, and not just like maybe we'll just do this week anyhow, and the next week you continue anyhow, and then you're saying that you don't have a customer. I was speaking with somebody yesterday, and then like just reached out to me, and then was saying that, well, like, can I loan him money and all that? Like, um, instead of loaning you money, like, I need to first understand, because I'm open to helping you, but what do you currently do? He said, oh, he has a business that is running, but the business has not been doing great lately. And I was like, so what do you currently how many customers do you currently get per month? He was saying that like that it's not so sure that he can't tell. I'm like, okay, how much do you make per month? He said like it's not constant, but he's also not so sure. So like this is like the foundation. When you don't know all of these things, it becomes like a problem. You don't even know what to do, because if you don't know your numbers, you don't know your data, then it becomes a problem. And then it cuts across not just like the marketing or growth related stuff, it also cuts across the finances. How much do you currently make? How much do you currently spend? What do you spend on? If you spend on products, what products is your best seller? What products is your least seller? Just like different stuff that you need to look at: finances, your sheet, and a couple of things that you need to like track. If you are able to track all of that, then you can start making informed decision on where you can identify that okay, growth is. I mean, you can potentially identify that growth will be coming from. Most time when I'm speaking with business, the first thing I'm asking them is that I'm asking them like questions around um, what channel currently brings you the what channel is your best performing channel when it comes to like new customer acquisition? How much do you currently spend on new customer acquisition? What's your average marketing budget per month? How much do you currently make as a business? what's the user feedback so far been like to people, even like is the product even like something people are willing to pay for, what's your retention number looking like, all of those things. Then like once you start asking all of those questions that relates to data, you can then start making informed decision from there. So I think that's a very important thing to note. And then the last thing I'm going to say is like I noticed that a lot of businesses do not actively learn, grow, and network. This is like a very important thing, extremely important. I don't think you can grow as a business without actively learning. Most early stage businesses try to hire or work with a generalist, and generalist in the sense that you know a lot of things, not just across, not just with when it comes to marketing. Marketing, the different department, there are different skill level and all that. But then you want to be able to work with somebody that knows everything. But even you as the founder or as the CEO, you need to know the basics of marketing. You need to know the foundation of marketing. You need to, when I was talking about numbers, you need to know your numbers before you start like hiring somebody to come and like help you work on your numbers. If you yourself don't know the basis or the foundation, it becomes a problem for you to even be able to like drive that company wide or business wide growth that you need. So you need to actively learn. Then we're also in the space of AI, that AI is basically like skyrocketing a lot of like business growth and then automating a lot of processes and all that. That's something that even myself, I have started like actively learning and trying to like upskill. But imagine like as a business owner, you are not also like doing all of that. You basically be left behind, both skill wise and also business wise. You start realizing that businesses are spending less to do all of these things, and then you yourself, you're still like living in the old ways of doing things, and businesses are moving faster than you are. You also need to like grow as a person, whether you're growing as a person or even like ensuring that you invest in other people to grow around you so that your business in itself can grow. And then the last thing, you need to network. You cannot grow without people. You want to be able to raise money, you need people. You want to be able to even know the right person to bring on your business, you need people. You want to be able to gain the right knowledge, you need people. You want to be able to know the right opportunities for that. I mean, the most trendy thing, the right opportunity for your business. Maybe you need a grant or something, you need people. And that's like the one of these key trends that I would like highly recommend that anybody who's trying to scale business in 2026 highly focus on. So thank you very much. I think I would have loved to go in depth into a lot of these things, talk about like there's some very high level things, but I think we don't have that much time, so I would just like to stop here. Thank you. All right. Awesome. So if you have any question, I think it would be great to have that.
Hi. Hello, Courage.
I
Hi, sorry. I caught the end and then my laptop just went off. So I'm trying to plug it in back.
oh,
Thank you so much for your session. I was able to watch till the end, thankfully. What Ibadan hit is wild. I can
I
see that you're
mean,
cleaning your face.
like,
Thank you so much. I hope it was as enlightening for others as it was for me. And I think one of the things that you said that stood out to me is that people who are small business owners can start thinking of their businesses as small businesses, and they don't think about scale. They don't think about what can I actively do to put structure into this business and to actually grow, right?
yeah,
And so they are making decisions from a point of, oh, I'm a small business, and so they're exchanging phone numbers hoping that people can see their WhatsApp statuses,
exactly.
or they are just like, okay, what can I do next, and there's just a disconnect between where they think they want to be and how they are acting to get there. So thank you so much for your session. That was really, really good. Does anybody have any question right now? If you do, please leave in the chat. Please leave in the chat if you have any question. We will still have a Q&A session at the end of the actual webinar. So thank you so much, Courage, for
Thank you.
you know it was really good. And it was so good that you kept on referencing Send Me, because I am always so impressed by Send Me story. A friend of mine also worked on the team, and every time I hear that it started with spreadsheets, WhatsApp, and Meets, I'm always like, wow, like so
Yeah.
wild. Yeah, well done to you guys. Okay, Adolua, we'll just move to you now. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah,
All right, cool. I'm glad you can hear me. So I I know you wanted people to introduce themselves, talk about what they
yeah.
do. For oh, look at your skin. Okay. Okay. So we have a question. We'll get to this. We'll get to this. But before we get to the questions, please let's introduce ourselves. So I'm just going to call on like one or two or three people to talk about what they do. I'm going to start with Aisha because she already dropped a message in the chat. So we can just have a little idea of what people here do. So I'm going to share from the perspective of the person who organized the call. We asked a few questions before people were able to register, and we saw like a fair share of those who sell products, like who sell perfumes, who sell actual physical things, and then we also had a fair share of people who are into services, right? Who are preferring services like videography, also people like who are printers, things like that. So we have a fair share of like those three or those two angles. But Aisha, if you can talk. Hello, Aisha. Would love for you to introduce yourself and what you do. In case somebody here wants to buy your product, so you can't be shy. You need people, like what Corey said. Uh, hello. Okay. I'll just call on someone else. Is there anybody who wants to introduce themselves or share?
Hi, sorry, my network went off, so I didn't really
Okay.
get what you said.
Yeah, we can hear you though.
Okay, so my name is Aisha Kawale, and I am a food technology graduate. So I run a food processing company with my mom. So we have our business is like segmented into like three different parts. We have like our product that's like dried I discuss my terminology, and we are looking to launch dried okra too very soon. But we have not actually launched. We are still finalizing some details. And we also sell staple foods like I hope you guys can hear me. Okay. So we also sell staple foods like rice, beans, gari for people that want convenience packs. Although most of our customers are not really people that want to buy, they are like people that want to buy in bags and all. But we are looking to get into like people's homes, like our products that people can buy rice, beans, gari and all from us. So yeah, that's what I do. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Aisha. And were you able to get that?
Yeah, just a little bit because her voice was low, but I think I was able to get the context.
All right, cool. So let's just have one more person introduce themselves and then we can hand it off. Tim Tekpe Aduragbemi, anybody? I'm just calling names randomly now. Omolola, Ore, Page, Wonderland Tribe. Does anybody want to come up and introduce themselves and what they do or what business they offer?
I think people are shy. You guys should just you don't we don't need to see your face. Just talk.
Yeah, you know it's on your camera. Just unmute your mic. Okay, Aduragbemi has unmuted his mic.
Hello, hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
All right, my name is Adra Agbemiwokbariola, and I work as a marketer for a car dealership company. And I this year I started a creative agency that offers services like book editing, book publishing, and graphic design. So basically, that's what I do.
Oh,
Thank you.
nice, nice. Are you in Ibadan? Is the car dealership also in Ibadan?
No, it's Navelkuta, but
Okay, Abeokuta.
I deal with Ibadan a lot. So it's close by, of course. I grew up in Ibadan actually.
Sorry, what did you say? You grew up in Ibadan?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Oh, nice, 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 nice. All right, happy to have you. Okay, I know. Over to you. I don't know.
Okay. So we have 15 minutes. So I'll try to be as fast as possible and summarize everything that I have to say. Hi everyone, it's nice talking to you. I'm Anulua. Actually, I prefer being referred to as Beverly. So if you see me outside, please refer me to me as Beverly, not Anu. Yeah, that one is for like people in my circle. So, anyways, nice to meet every single one of you, and I hope that after this session, it gets to be quite impactful. You get to learn one or two things. Someone like me, I genuinely love learning, and anywhere I can learn something, you find me there, literally. So I think that should be the same for every single one of us, especially as business owners. It's very important that you're willing to learn, either from joining webinars like these, going for conferences, going for meet and greet, whatever it is, reading a book, reading podcast every single day. Make sure you're telling yourself that I have to add value to myself, no matter how little. So you want to get at least 1% better every single day. And it's not just within your business, but also in every aspect of your life. Because your growth as a person determines the growth of your business. If you are not growing as a person, your business can never grow, not even talk of scaling. So it's very important that you as a business owner, no matter how busy you are very intentional about your growth, about adding value to yourself every single day. So it can be as little as, joining something like this, or, taking a book to read. So you can pick up a book, maybe one book every month, read that. It could be a podcast that you're listening to while dressing up or going to work or when you get back. Just make sure you're consuming knowledge every single day, because it helps you become a better person and also helps your business grow faster. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is our mindset as business owners. And thank God we have a lot of important business owners here. And me communicating with people and just talking to people, I get to understand that so many people have a mindset issues, and that is because we think that, oh, we're just in Ibadan, I'm just doing something small, it's not just Ibadan, and people underestimate Ibadan a lot. I live in Ibadan, it's just Ibadan, like people don't have money in Ibadan, and we carry that same mindset to our business. So to be able to scale, you have to have the right mindset. Not only that, okay, people don't have money in Ibadan, but you also have to know that, okay, there are also people that have money. In every state, every country, there are people that don't have money and there are people that have money. So it not depends on who you are trying to target, how you are trying to target, how you presented your business to target the right set of people. So if you are unable to grow your business in Ibadan, I don't know how you want to grow it in Lagos or in UK or any other place, right? I feel like it's only a lot better and easier in Ibadan than any other place. Then from Ibadan, you can now scale. I mean, I have friends that have moved away from Ibadan. They have branches in other states as well. So from Ibadan, you can now scale into other places. But it is whatever you've learned from where you are that will carry you to the next phase of your life. So the right mindset to run your business is absolutely important. Many people take their business as just like a side also, just like something small to bring in little cash here and here. Yes, you can start that way, but that does not mean that it has to remain that way. So what is your mindset? What is your goal for your business? Where do you see your business in the next 5 years? Where do you see your business in the next 10 years? Okay, let's say you see your business having branches all over the country, going globally. What are the things that you have to do to get to that stage or that point? Number one is the mindset. Every single one of us here should have at least maybe one brand that is in your industry that you look up to. Basically, someone that has gotten to where you want to get to in the next 5 years. Which brand is it? And try to look at the brand, see what they have been doing, look at their journey, see how far they've come, see the kind of structures they put in place for their business. In fact, if it's a product business, for example, you can order from such brand. See how their website is like, see how they structure their business, see how they interact with their customers. One word that helped me so far, it was in 2020, I joined a class, and then the class, it was actually a Canva editing class. That time we were still posting lots of carousels on Instagram. So it was a Canva class and then think video editing as well. But somebody said something in that class. The person said, yes, you want to build a big business, but you have to see your business as, okay, it's big already. So bring your vision, your 10 years vision into now. So, for example, you see your business as maybe working with 1,000 people, right? Or you are sending out 1,000 orders every single day. Then, from right now, what structures are you putting in place so that you can get to that stage? So, if you see your business as a really big business, what type of packaging does that big business have? Then you can bring it into your right now. And since then, I started seeing my business that way, seeing bringing my vision of the next 10 years into right now, and then working towards it. Yes, it's not everything you'll be able to do at once, but the little things you can do from now, it helps you and helps you position your head into doing the right set of things. So your mindset is extremely important. Stop thinking that you cannot grow or you cannot scale because you are based in Ibadan. And I think Ibadan is just a good foundation for you. You can learn a lot of things and pick up a lot of things from Ibadan. And there are also people that have money in Ibadan. You can take this from me. It's just how we are able to position your brand to be able to make those people get to know you. So visibility is important. I was supposed to talk about social media. I think we are kind of lucky in this our age and time that we have social media. Now, social media can be a good thing for your business, can also be a bad thing, but I think it is more of the good than bad, right? And that is because with social media, your business can literally scale from social media. You get the visibility that you need from social media. It's a powerful scaling tool for every business owner. Even the bigger brands are on social media. So what are you doing? I mean, we have people that will tell us that, oh, I don't post because there are no views or people don't engage with me. I know, yes, that's very discouraging, but sometimes your customers don't even engage with you. I don't know about you guys, but for us, we don't even have that much followers, but we have people that are purchasing from us every single day. Our customers don't, they barely follow us. In fact, from what I've noticed from businesses, people that have a large amount of followers, it is either maybe they post a lot of engaging content or entertaining content, so where people are laughing, making jests of each other, or they are dragging one or two people online. Yes, they have a lot of followers, and if you see their comment section, people are kicking and cackling with them in the comments. But are those people buying? So your followers don't necessarily translate into money, right? Most of the people that actually have money are not even big on social media. They just come there, make their purchases, and leave. So they might not leave any comments on your page, they might not follow you, but when they are ready to come to make a purchase, what are they seeing on your page? So you have to be very intentional about your social media strategy if you know that you want to scale or grow through social media. I was on TikTok during the week. I think it happened like last week. There was this white person that came online on TikTok and she was just talking about, when she came to Lagos, she noticed that Nigerian cakes were a certain way. I think they were ads, it's not as moist as what she was used to, and she decided she would start baking cake. And she was just talking about her home cream cheesecake and what she made it of, basically showing people a type of cake and what she's used to. People insulted that in the comment section. How will you come from your country and say that our cake is not? Everybody just had different opinions. That video went viral, but this woman was able to scale and she was able to choose that viral moment to help herself. So she started a business of that viral moment. She started posting her home cream cheesecake and telling people to try it out. Now she's selling a mini bento cake for 20K, while other people are selling for 10K, 5K, 6K or so. And people, vendors, bakers are basically ranting that so Nigerians could buy small cake for 20K, but they'll be insulting them that they're charging a certain amount. Now that is what business is. She was able to show them the value and what differentiates our cake from others. So they was to tell people that, oh, this is what I'm used to. And I think there's this thing about Nigerians that we like things from outside. Yeah, so she was able to work on that. And her business, that people are literally buying from her, making video of that viral content, making their own video and posting and also tagging her. And obviously that business will get more sales from that. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Thompson 23. Please, I like engaging classes. If you can just reply me in the comment section so I can know that you guys are following. Who knows Thompson 23 or you've heard about the brand? Just say yes in the chat. Okay, good. So Thompson 23 went viral on Twitter. Somebody posted a picture. I think she got 3 items, 3 pastries, and then she was like, "Oh, I got this for 9K in Lagos." And everybody's like commenting, "Where's this place? Where's this place?" Just from that viral tweet, they literally went from maybe like taking 50 orders every day to maybe like attending to over 200 or 300 people. And another thing I also observe about Nigerians is once there's one viral moment, everybody wants to jump off of that viral moment. So because that girl posted something 23 and she had so many likes, so many comments, somebody else went there took a picture as well, posted it on Twitter or X, and then it kept going over and over. Then people started going hard. Someone woke up by 6 a.m. all the way from Ikorodu to Ikoyi to go and get some pastries at something 23, and she made a video about it. Now that business was not ready to scale because they had so many issues. There's also that as well. So no matter how much you dream higher or the number of customers you want to be getting per day, you also have to start putting in the structures to get to the place that you need to get to. Now let's say they are attending to about 50 people every single day, and then all of a sudden they have an inflow of 300 people. Number one, they don't have enough staff to be able to handle that. Number two, they were not prepared enough. Number three, they don't have that structure. People were giving advices online. They were saying, oh, go and hire new staff. Honestly, when you have a viral moment, that's not the time to go and hire new staff, because those staff will destroy your business. You can take it from me. That's number one. Number two is that as a brand, you also have to be ready, willing and ready to be able to, okay, these are the things that's going on right now. Okay, we are maybe there was a viral moment, you have so many sales. I think I need to also mention very clearly that the same way social media can make you, the same way social media can break you. A viral moment can make you or it can break you. Growth can make or can break you. It just depends on the level at which you are, and that is why structure and scaling is very, very important. No matter how small your business is, please start putting structure in. In fact, it doesn't end no matter the state that you have, because you keep adding to your structures. But if you start from the level you are at, it's going to be easier when you get there. So, okay, what structures are you putting in? Yes, it might just be you and one more staff member. Put in structure. Don't just resume at any time that you like. Put in structure to your own self. It even helps your business scale better and be able to bring in more effort and get more results from your business. So start putting structure from where you are. Stop seeing yourself as a small business, or your business is just a side or something small by the side. So you're not putting as much effort as you should. Put every single effort that you need to put. In fact, I think your building moment is very, very important. We all think business is glamorous, or is that something that used to make quick cash. It's not like that. I can tell you that most of the time when people start a business, they start a business because they want quick money. But when they enter, they now realize that there's nothing like quick money in business. It's going to take a while before you break even, before you start making profits from businesses, and it's going to take a lot from you. So you notice that in your building phase, you are going to be giving a lot. So, for example, maybe you can't hire people because you don't have so much money. In fact, I already mentioned something that you can hire some people and pay them like a certain amount of money that you can afford, and then maybe they will also have something to gain, maybe with their skill set, add something to their portfolio. That's also a strategy for you as a business owner if you cannot really afford to pay someone their actual rates. But you would probably be the one doing most of the job, right? So number one, yeah, it's going to take a lot from you. So as a business owner, you have to be ready to be able to put in your 100%. That business it will take your life, it will take your resources, your time, your energy, your mental health, your friendship. It will take everything, but I promise you it's all going to be worth it. But there are also structures you can put in place to make life easier and better for you. Maybe your time of resumption to the time you are closing, how you post online. Be strategic about it. So for back to social media that I was talking about, you have to be strategic about the contents that you post. I, for one, with my business, there was a time that on Instagram people were wearing rags to create content just for that viral moment. But I know the type of brand I want, and I know that that thing does not align with my brand, and it is not all trending content that you jump on as a business owner. That's why you have to create. So running a business is different from running a brand. So we are not here to talk about that, but that's something you should probably go and read on. What's the difference between running a business and running a brand? That will help you and give you the space where to understand the differences between both and be able to know, okay, what are the right things I should do as a brand owner. So for example, I was talking about people wearing rags to create content. I knew that that's not my type of thing, and it's not the way I see my business. I see my business in a different light, and the light does not include we wearing rags and creating content. The light does not include we dancing for our customers. In fact, we have high-end customers, and we dancing for them will just be like, are these people okay? Right? So, and it's the type of content that you bring out that determines the audience that you're attracting to yourself. Sometimes we have business owners complain about they have low quality audios. I'm like, what type of content are you putting out? You know how people say that is how we are dressed, is how you're going to be addressed. Same goes for your content. Type of content that you bring out is the type of way they are going to address you. If you are doing a content and then your space does not look good, you look like it's just one local space. When they come into your DM to buy something, they'll price you down because they feel like you don't deserve the amount you are charging. Right? If you want to charge 1 million naira for a dress, your space where you create your content, type of content you bring out, it has to equate. You understand? The value has to align with each other. So be very strategic with the type of content you create. Post consistently. Either you're getting comments, getting engagement, getting likes. You have to be consistent. If, for example, you want to give up, let me tell you something. If I decide to search for your brand, I know Lola sells pancake. Let's say I'm craving pancakes, for example, and I just search on Instagram for pancakes in Ibadan. And then I see her page, and the last time she posted was last year, August. I will not shop from her. I'll go and look for another brand that posted the same. Because in my mind, I'll be like, probably she's not active or she's not serious as a business owner. But maybe she stopped posting since August because she was just said that I'll post one post now, just 10 likes. But the person that wants to buy right now is not looking at how many likes you have or how many followers you have. The person is looking at, when was the last time you posted? Is this business even active? Are they even serious? If, for example, you don't post consistently and I want to show point, I'll feel like it will take a while for you to respond to me because you're not even active with the business, right? Those are the things that people look at. Also, be strategic with the type of content you create. What are the great content that can help your business grow? Number one, posting authority content. Your content should position you as an expert in your niche. So whatever thing you do, I think I can't remember the last guy that talked about what he was doing. He said he's opening a content agency or a creative agency. So, what type of content would I want to see from a creator? So, sometimes put yourself in the shoes of a customer, like just be at the other side of the road, and then put yourself in the shoes of the customer and note that, okay, if I'm the customer, what content would I like to see on a page? I do skincare. If I'm a customer, what type of content would I like to see on a skincare page? I would like to see you talking about the product, you talking about the ingredients. A creative agency, the same thing. So those are the things that I want to see. If I want to buy cake, I want to see, how beautiful your cake is, how maybe the taste as well, the intentionality you put into what you are doing. Those are the content I want to see. So when you are creating content, have content pillars. So there's some content that will be an authority content. So maybe you teach about something in your niche or talk about a product or talk about your process. So you educate, you demonstrate, and you sell. And there are also conversion content. These are content that helps to drive sales. So if you are trying to sell a particular product specifically, I'm trying to sell this pen, I would have to advertise this pen specifically to you. And I'll come and say, oh, hi guys, I have this pen. We've been producing this pen for the past 10 years and it has been exclusive to certain customers, but we want to launch it to the public. And that is because we feel like this pen is like a sword in your hand, and this is not just an ordinary pen, or this is a pen that you can use to sign contract or something. Like the type of content I will use to sell this pen to you is different from the type of content that I will use to, maybe educate or what's the word now? Entertain you. So their authority content, their content that you have to actually sell something to someone, and then there are also content that you use that will help with trust. So trust type of content are the content where to build trust actually. So and those are contents that maybe you post like your reviews, your testimonial, post behind the scenes of your brand, post promotions and sales. All of those things, they help to build trust with like your customers as well. So for example, so I'm sorry I have to use myself. We do skincare, so people do not tell me what you are doing. I do skincare. We have to post, we have to post people's reviews, their before and after, how their skin is doing. That helps to build trust. So with social media, sometimes people will see one of your content and follow you, but that does not mean they'll buy immediately. They have to see more content from you to build trust. You have to know that, okay, yes, they are doing this thing properly, or yes, I can trust this brand to deliver. Some people don't know that you're based in Ibadan. Let's say the person is in Nasarawa, for example. What will make me trust you enough to send you money before you deliver a product? So you have to be able to create content that would help to build trust and to make sure that people actually buy from you. For sales, there's a funnel. So from the beginning of the funnel is awareness. And after some time, there's the building trust, and then there's them thinking about it, and there's them making the decision from actually buying. So through each sales funnel, there are different content that will help to convert each client and each customer. So sometimes, in fact, for my business, we had people that we got their contacts or they followed us like 3 years ago and they started buying 2026. Right, that means they've been following consistently. Some people tell you that I've been following for the past 4 years. I just said I must buy something from you guys this year. Thank God I have the money now. So it's not all the time that, or it's not immediately that customers will actually buy from you, right? So you have to be able to engage and, there's this thing that they used to say cold audience. So when people follow you first, they're cold audience. They, after some time, you warm those audience up with your content. So also be very intentional about the type of content you create, your captions, the things you say, because social media is now like a search engine. I mean, if I want to go to Lagos and I need to
I'm
get an
sorry to
hotel, I
cut
don't
in
go on
and
Google.
can you hear me?
What do you say?
Yeah,
Yes, I can hear
sorry to
you.
cut
We
in.
are
Yeah, so can we wrap up in like 2 minutes so we have enough time
all
for
right.
questions? Thank you.
No problem. So if I want to book an hotel on TikTok, in Lagos, I would go on TikTok before I go on Google. I'll just search for hotels in Lagos mainland, hotels in Lagos Island. So it means that when you are creating your content, please also make sure that you create content that will be searchable. So when people are searching for whatever you do, they can find you easily. In your hashtags, be very intentional. Cakes in Ibadan, pancakes in Ibadan. All of these two things are very important. Another thing that is very important, guys, is Google your business. Please, if you don't have one, go and open one, especially if you have a physical space. You get a lot of customers from Google. People search on Google or Google Maps and they find out people's business. So that's something you can leverage on because it is free literally, and that's something you should leverage on. Go on YouTube, watch on how to open up a Google My Business, and then you can be able to follow the process. So I think the last thing I want to mention about, I've talked about, okay, leveraging referrals and customer service. A lot of business owners forget, we always want to bring in new customers, but you forget that the cheapest marketing is actually from your old customers. So try to make sure that you are retaining your customers as much as possible. Your great customer service is a good growth strategy as a business owner. That's the cheapest strategy. If your customer service is great, people would always refer you, and that way you can grow as a business and you don't have to be spending too much. You still spend on marketing, yes, but not too much, not as much as if you don't have any referral. So if you are doing very good, so how do you use customer service as growth strategy? Number one, respond people as fast as possible. If you are unavailable, please hire a social media manager and make sure that you are following through at the time. Like check their response rate. Don't let them be responding after 1 hour, please. Also, personalization. Knowing your customers is very important. Knowing what they like, what they do not like. Yes, you might have a lot of customers, but start paying attention to those little things. It's very, very important. If someone has been buying for you for maybe 5 times, you don't have to ask them again that what's your delivery details. You can literally just set or highlight it. Is it the same delivery detail? Those are the little things that makes you different. Don't stress your customers when they want to place an order. Let your website be easy. Check through it and make sure that it's easy to go through as well. Then after sales follow up, please, if you mess up with an issue with an order or something happened, please make sure that you always take on it, work on it, and make sure that your customers are satisfied. Business is not only about making profits, you're going to make losses, but it's also part of it. So I hope I've been able to say one or two things that you guys are able to take on today. Thank you guys so much, and it was lovely
Thank
talking
you.
to you.
Thank you so much, Arnold. More than one or two things. I have my notes here and I have been jotting things down. So thank you so so much. I think Courage did like a technical bit on how to like think about scaling and like structures to put in place, and then you went very practical with content and with like how to do customer service and how to leverage referrals and how to treat your business with seriousness. So thank you so so much. And that's one thing I wrote, like treat your business with seriousness, which is similar to something I also got from Courage's session. Like stop treating your business like a side hustle, except it's a side hustle that you don't want to scale, sha. But if you're here, I'm guessing that you want to scale, right? So stop treating your business as a side hustle. So I'm going to open the chat as well now before we start asking questions. Anything you have learned from either of the two speakers, I would love for you to drop it. If it's one sentence that you're taking out of this webinar, or one sentence that stands out for you, just write it in the chat, and it's going to be open now. So please, if there's anything that has stood out for you, please put it there. And if any of the things they said has helped you, I would love for you to give like a round of applause or just drop thanks in the chat for our or just drop thanks in the chat for our wonderful speakers. Please, let's do that now before we start taking questions. Aisha, we're going to get to your question in a minute. Thank you. All right, thank you. Awesome, 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 awesome. What has stood out for you? I think for me, I would say first thing is set structures to manage scale. So while Anu was talking about content and using content, it's I don't need to dance on TikTok to get customers. Real. Is that what you're, identifying who your customers are, like Courage said, is so important. So if there are customers that you should dance to or there are customers you shouldn't dance to, that's so important. So like I was saying, while you use content and you're hoping to go viral and you're hoping that something happens, what if you went viral today? What if your business suddenly went viral? Will you be able to accommodate the business that you get? Treat your business with seriousness and set structures to manage scale. So don't just hope wildly that something will pop up. All right, you don't need to dance, you don't need to hop on all trends. Awesome. Build a structure for the growth you're expecting. Awesome. That's so great. Cool. So we're going to go to the questions. Aisha's question disappeared because my laptop went off and then I had to log back in. But I know Aisha asked a question regarding budgets. Can you please send it again? Or if anybody can see it, can you copy it and paste it again in the chat for me, please? So I can so we can address it. Okay, like how much would you advise a business looking to scale up to budget or marketing per month? Okay, Courage, do you want to take that question? I'm going to pin you as well now. Do you want to take that question?
Okay. Yes. So for this, I would say that whatever you're going to budget is not meant to be just random. For instance, I'm not just going to like answer this and then just give you a random way to budget. I would rather say that it depends on where you are in the business. For instance, if the way I'm going to talk about budget for a startup that maybe it's probably in the pre-seed stage, outside of the structure in place and all that, the way I'm going to talk about budgets is different from the way I'm going to talk about budgets when it's comes to a small business that's probably like is self-funded and then you're trying to like run things on your own. So I think like there's like need for like context when it comes to like when it comes to this. Well, generally, it's you then obviously then have to look at numbers too, especially when you're like trying to match your budgets against how much you're making as a business, and then how much you are in terms of like of your gross margin, how much revenue you're getting in, and then your gross margin on every revenue you're getting in. And with that, you can now like start thinking of it from how much are you willing to spend to get one customer, or how much do you actually average spend already to get one customer. So if you already spend if your business make a gross margin of say 8,000 naira and you spend say maybe 2,000 naira or 3,000 naira to get customers already, which means that in the real sense you are profitable. So like you can now start thinking about it from the cost of getting one customer. And if you're not saying that, okay, like speaking of scale, I want to be able to get 100 customers with a maybe channel or system that I've already been able to like identify that works. So I can now say that, okay, if I can budget, maybe I want to get 100 customers and I average spend 1,000 naira or maybe 3,000 naira to get one customer, I can now say like maybe 3,000 naira times 100. That's how much I am going to be spending to get, I mean, in terms of marketing budget, that's how much we're going to be spending. So even that, when you're not trying to like track what your numbers should look like, maybe at the end of the month for whatever marketing campaign you're running, and then like from okay, this is that. So like I think that's like the basic way to think around it, especially when you are a small business. Like that's the way I would averagely think around it, from CSA to how much I am willing to then like spam, how much customer I'm willing to get for that period.
All right, thank you, Courage. I want to say spoken like a marketer, so I'm going to just try to. I was taking notes of the things you said, so I'm going to try to break it down a little bit in case Aisha was not super clear. Like essentially there are three things. Number one is how much are you currently making? Number two is the data of what already works, like how are you currently getting customers without doing marketing? And then number three is what are your goals? So number one, how much are you currently making? Are you profitable? Are you making a loss? The customers you're getting, how are you getting them? So you can use that channel for your marketing per month. Like when you want to start spending on marketing, you want to spend on channels that already work first. And then number three is what are your goals? So it's your goals that will now determine how much money you are putting back into marketing. So does that make sense, Aisha? Thank you, Courage. I literally just wrote down what you said. I just kind of like broke it down a bit more. Aisha, does that make sense for you, or would you require more
I would
explanation or
like to
something?
add something to that.
Okay, yes, sure, please go ahead.
Okay, so with marketing, there's no specific amount, yes. But another thing that can also help you is, I think, as a small business owner, start with different forms of marketing. So it's not just ads alone, offline marketing, marketing to even your already existing brand. So I feel at the customer, so I feel like allocate different funds for different aspects of marketing, and then that way you can be able to do an analysis of which one works better. So you can be able to push in more funds towards the one that works better for your business. Another thing is, I would say that as a small business owner, you don't want to over market or spend too much on marketing. For example, don't go and pay a big influencer, maybe like 3 million. Don't go and pay me Farmer King because I know she's inside in food industry, 3 million naira, and then you cannot afford to be able to deliver when you actually get that crowd of customers. Because, like I said earlier, that viral moment can also kill your business. So you make sure that you already have enough funding to be able to get whatever amount, maybe the feedback or the amount of customers you get back from the customer. Make sure that you're able to be able to afford to give them, so you don't waste those money on marketing.
Awesome, thank you. So yeah, consider where your business is. Thank you so much, Anulwa. Is there any other person with any question? So we can take it before we round off. Thankfully, by by the powers of AI, we were still able to record this call. So we'll try to get it up so that anybody who missed the call, or if you want to rewatch and check it out again, you should still be able to watch it again. Does anybody else have any question? Another thing that I think we should also take out of this is something Anulua said at the beginning of her session, which is, as a business owner, you should have another brand that you look up to, that you can study the way they do their things and maybe steal and copy. So if you don't have that, or if you were not able to note that down, I'm saying it now, note it down. You should have a brand that you look up to. If you don't have that, start looking from today. Once you leave this call, start thinking about businesses in your industry, your niche, that you can kind of build your business after, not like entirely copy, but you can steal from, like steal like an artist from. All right, so I have a question for both of, and it's just like a quick fire question for both of our speakers before we go. Courage, being a business, I just need you to complete this sentence. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
All right, so I need to complete this sentence. Being a business owner is, just say any word.
More stuff.
It's tough. It's tough. Okay, okay. I'm sure that some people can relate to that. It's tough. Okay. I know. What about you? Being a business owner is
Draining.
no words of encouragement.
Nah, I'm sorry, I can't help you.
I know you said it's feeling or something.
But also
Oh my.
rewarding. So yeah.
Mm. Okay, so draining but rewarding. So you be drained, but you also feel energized again. All right. Thank you all so much. I say you choke. Okay, if there's no other question, yeah, I'm just going to share the link to the community for anybody who wants to join. Like I said earlier when we began the call, I don't think everybody was here then, but we have a community where brands, business owners who are e-commerce business owners, online sellers, starting out, some already doing stuff. We're just there and we talk, we share the struggles, we also share like tips and opportunities that we come across, we share them there. So that's also where we'll be posting the link. First of all, the link to the recording and also the link to the previous edition that we had. So like I said earlier, we had a former, this is our second time doing how to scale your business. So we had a previous one that we did last year where we had 3 speakers. It was also an amazing session. They spoke about community building, customer service, leveraging referrals. And it was such an amazing session with people who had built and scaled their businesses in Lagos. So if you want to watch those, it's on our YouTube. On the group chats, I'll be on the community. I will also share the link to that as well. So you can watch the video, you can watch the recording. So I'm just going to do that now. And you can feel free. Yeah, the link is now in the chat, so you feel free to join. So we're going to be having our next webinar next month. This is already, yeah, next month or the ending of this month, because this was supposed to be February, but we had some logistical issues. So most likely either the ending of this month, that's the last Friday in this month, or the first Friday next month, we'll be having another edition where we are going to be discussing one of 2 topics. Number one is how to handle your finances, how to be structured to manage your finances. And the second one is how to approach content creation as a business owner. We'll most likely take a poll on the community to see which one is more requested for, I guess. Yeah, so thank you all so much. I would love for you to drop a reaction if you learned a lot from this webinar. If it was helpful for you, please drop a reaction or drop a chat in the chat box. That would be very encouraging for us to continue putting out this type of content. Nobody's writing anything again. Okay, thank you. Okay, you're welcome. Any other person? Was this good for you? Please, we want to hear feedback while on this call. Awesome. Was this good though? Like, you don't need to thank me. Just like, was it helpful for you? Did this help you at all? Okay, follower, thank you. All right, great. Cool. So I guess awesome. Thank you so much. I guess we will meet again at the end of this month or the beginning of next month. We'll send emails out after this call to confirm. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm glad. I'm so glad. And a big thank you to our wonderful speakers. Thank you so much, Courage. You are amazing. As somebody else who is also in marketing, I think you're doing terrific. Well done. Adolua, thank you so much as well. You brought very unique insights, and I'm just so glad that we're able to have you for this session. All right. Good night, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you next month. Bye.